Yeah, so basically I play a guy called Dylan Carson, and Dylan is one of those characters that everybody wants to be. You know, the movie is quite similar, well, it's a similar setup to The Great Gatsby, so Dylan's quite similar to Gatsby, whereas for the first 5-10 minutes of the movie, everyone talks about him, but he still hasn't been introduced. And he's this kind of character that throws lavish parties, is the talk of the town, and you know, comes from a very, very wealthy background, is madly in love with Kate, his like long lost love. But I think as the movie goes on, you really see who Dylan actually is, and you know, he's not as cool and he's not as popular as people think. He's actually quite a dark and isolated, kind of alone figure, which kind of proves that you can have as much money in the world, but if you don't have friendship, you really have nothing, and no community. So yeah, he definitely goes on a dark turn towards the end of the movie. No, I think there's enough brats all over, to be honest. I think that we have brats in England and we have brats in America. And Dylan, I wouldn't say is like a brat. You know, I think he's surrounded by, you know, a bunch of entitled brats. But at the end of the day, I think he has a big heart. I've got friends in London who I kind of based a bit of the character on. I also watched a lot of Robert Downey Jr. and Leonardo DiCaprio before the movie. Me and Kevin Ash, our director, spoke at length about kind of making him this charming guy, but not too cliche. You know, we wanted him to have some edge. We wanted him to have some secrets and some darkness to him. And by watching those actors, who are obviously amazing, it definitely helped. But obviously, my friends in London, who are not really my friends, you know, they helped. I would say towards the end of the movie, I don't think any human being likes going to dark places. Obviously, as an actor, you have to do that. That's your job. But I think at the end of the movie, when Dylan realizes he literally has nothing in the world, I had to go there. And for me, actually, personally, I've been quite fortunate in my life where I've a very stable family background. I've known always kind of what I wanted to do or kind of what path I wanted to go down in my life. So for me to think, oh, I'm not going to have anything, or I don't have anything in my life, is a very strange, abstract thought. And Kevin really, really brought that out of me, and complete credit to Kevin, because I remember the night we shot it, and I was not in a good state, and I kind of owed that all to Kevin, you know. And I think you see that there's a scene towards the end of the movie where Dylan kind of talks about the lack of love he's had and the lack of home that he's kind of lived in. And you kind of see it. So it was tough. To young people, I think if you have money, be classy with it. You know, be humble, be grateful, be appreciative. If you don't have money, it's not the end of the world, because a lot of people with money somehow don't act in the proper way. And you know, I think there's a saying that wealth brings exclusivity, and poverty brings a community. So I guess in life it depends what you want. You know, in my eyes, I think you can have both, but obviously only if you're aware of it. So to me, community is a lot more important than exclusivity. Well, there's obviously lots of hooks and twists. I mean, no one obviously knows really who A is. I don't think the writers know who A is. But you know, I loved working on the show. The fans are absolutely amazing. They're insane. I think I gained something like 20,000 Twitter followers in about 3 hours when my episode's there. So they're very dedicated. I like the hook. The show can go on for season 29 because, you know, they have a writers team that are fantastic, and they know what they're doing, and they have a bunch of actors as well who turn up on a daily basis, deliver their lines, are very well prepared, and are very good. And, you know, having a show where there's 4 lead girls isn't easy always to make a success. So I think they've done an amazing job.